and welcome back to Factorio. We are in PyBlock. Our fish turbines are doing their thing. They're pretty cute, aren't they? Last time we set up this awful, yet strangely beautiful box-fed science rig and unlocked the next science. We had overproduced one science pack, which is fine. I'm actually not doing any more tech right now, although the crusher... I might have a go at the crusher. That's the next one I think I'm going to do. But anyway, what we have today is two tasks. So we can either... no, we're either going to do wood or we're going to do seaweed. And I haven't decided which. So let's have a look quickly at what's involved in wood and involved in seaweed. Let's start with the seaweed. We may do both. Okay, moss farm, seaweed crop facility. So this requires pipe, stone brick, steam engine, air. So this is all straightforward, isn't it? We can make this. We have all the materials. So, okay, let's just make it then. And that is going to take a while to craft. And then the other thing is the forestry. This requires steel and a lot of iron. So we can grab the steel. I've slightly expanded our iron making out. We're actually now reaching the point where we are not pushing enough mushrooms through the power generation. So that's good. So I've started building out another line of mushroom makers, but I thought I would pause on that for content. So yeah, we will get back to making mushrooms probably between episodes. I'm not sure. I've got a feeling the crusher will help us with that. I think that makes, well, the description of the crusher says that you get more out of your ores. Alright, so we have a moss farm we made last time. I'm just waiting for this seaweed crop facility to actually craft. Probably could have sped it up, couldn't I? Anyway, let's stick a ton of copper in here. That's 8 stacks of copper, that's fine. That would just buffer up some copper hoops. Okay, so we have a seaweed facility. So let's put this down and have a look. Okay, so we set the recipe to seaweed, and then I guess we put seaweed in. And it needs power and water. So that's straightforward. We needed seaweed for this, but, you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? So let's find a place where we can put this. I don't think we're doing anything with this patch up here. Now, no doubt later on we will need an ungodly amount of seaweed for something. But right now, I just want some seaweed being automated so that I don't have to rely on grabbing it with bots. Okay, and then we're nearly out of water there. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do the simple stupid thing because I am both simple and stupid. That, and then it needs power. Okay, I may have put that a bit too far away for power. And I turned my bots off. Of course I had, because my bots kept building things in the wrong order, so I turned them off. All right, now that we have seaweed, this is our stash of seaweed. Yeah. Okay. What are we doing? Okay, I'm not very good at this. Let's try again. So, I now need to run power. I crafted an arm specifically for the seaweed, and they've gone and placed it up here. Let's try that again. This is why I kept them turned off. Yeah, they're quite keen to build things, which is lovely, but they're also quite keen to build things, which is not. Okay, so I think we have seaweed automated. To really make that work, we need a box for the seaweed to go in. there. Okay, and it's not a horrendously long craft time. So I can dump a bit of seaweed in there. Dump a bit of seaweed in there. We'll put the rest in here. Okay, I don't think we're going to be doing more than 100 research anytime soon. Don't think we have the resources. Brill. Alright, let's grab our iron. Really making use of far reach now. Life is too short for it. Yeah. I wouldn't normally be doing these things, but PyBlock makes so many other things painful that I just can't be bothered with these extra things. Okay, so the mushrooms are backing up on here, but these keep browning out because not quite enough mushrooms are going down this route. Okay, so the way that no, the mushrooms go here by default, don't they? So it's self-balancing. Okay. Never mind, I'm just making noises with my mouth now. So, forestry. So we can craft a forestry. Fastwood Forestry Mark 1. And I really, honestly, have no idea what you do with this. So, let's just fast forward while this crafts, because it's going to take forever. And while I did set up the handcrafting for the boxes, I never really set up the buffer of intermediates because I never had enough iron around to do it. So I can pick up these copper hoops. They'll come in useful. Alright, we have a forestry. And I don't know how big our forestry related build is going to end up being. Okay, so I've got some recipes. I have this recipe that produces 3 logs in 80 seconds. This one produces 4 logs in 60 seconds. And this produces 6 logs in 40 seconds. So this needs water, ash, and tree seeds. This just needs water and tree seeds. It's not very much ash. I think at the moment we have plenty of ash, so we'll go with this better recipe. And it needs to be filled up with trees to make it work. Okay. So, for the moment, let's box feed it. Okay. And again, this is something that I am absolutely certain we will end up with a cubic ton of. Okay, so this is going to be ash. A couple of thousand ash will keep it going for a while, I'm sure. Tree seedlings and water. So the water's easy. There we go. Tree seedlings. How the blazes do we get tree seedlings? Possibly a botanic nursery. Okay, so the botanic nursery requires lots of things we do not have. Glass being the important one. Let's just make sure that seedlings do come from a nursery before we make the investment. So, tree seedling is a product of the tree seedling recipe. We add moss and tree seeds, and it happens in a botanic nursery. Okay. This is turning into one of those bunny trails, which you only get in these ridiculous mod packs. Okay, so to do that, I need glass. And I've got a feeling there was a building called a glassworks. That's a lab. Foundry, glasswork. Okay, so that requires an amount of iron I don't currently have. So let's work towards that. Okay, I can make glassworks. So, let's make it, but first of all let's stock up on hoops, because it seems to be hoops which is one of the bottlenecks in my crafting speed. Okay, so are crafting away the glassworks. Let's take the time to actually look at what a glasswork, how to make glass. It was glass sheet. Oh, sorry, glass. There we are. So it's the product of 2 recipes. We only have 1 of them. This happens in a glassworks. We make glass from molten glass. Okay, and that happens in the glassworks we are crafting. And how do we make molten glass? That also happens in a glassworks. So we need a second glassworks for this. We're going to need more land, which means we need more landfill. Was it a separator we use? No. I'm thinking I want the machine which I use to make... I've just tried that machine, haven't I? I can't remember the machine I need to turn the... to make the stone. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so this happens in a washer. Do I not have another washer? Yeah, there we are. Thought we did. And requires steam. Okay, so I know we set all this up in the past, but we're just going to sort it out again. Don't seem to have any pipes handy. Is that true? No, it's not true. Okay, so I need to extract some steam. This may be the easier way to do it. And apparently I'm nearly out of iron plate again. Okay, there's a couple of plates. So this needs a recipe set, and I want to make stone. Let's make some arms. We'll put some stone there. And we will do that for now. It may not be very well ratioed. And it... Okay, let's try this again. It has a water input, which I'm going to do with a pipe, because it's just... Sorry, with a pump. It's just easier at the moment to use pumps, and all the pumps will get used for other things in future. Right, so I'm going to need to turn my bots back on. Good, and then it needs to do something with the brown sludge that comes out, so we will do that for now. And this is still complaining that it has no fuel. Oh, it's the steam, isn't it? So are we not producing enough steam? No, we're not, because this isn't getting enough fuel. Is that better? It's possible all that is being taken as... There we go. Okay, all the steam was being used up by the power generation. So I guess we're going to be using fish power for a while. Yeah, we are very bad on power. So to make another fish turbine, I need some brick. And that's probably all the iron that I shouldn't be using up. I need to save up lots of iron because I need to make another glass works to make the liquid glass. But we can't have a situation where we have no power. Now these fish turbine things, they have an exclusion radius, so you can't put them too close to each other, which is a little frustrating. Right, where were we? So some stone. Yeah, we are now making stone, so we have some hope that we will be able to keep up with landfill requirements again. I have a bunch of sand crafted, and we'll be able to work it out, won't we? Yeah, I have a couple of boxes of sand just sat around for reasons. Okay, so where's this glassworks going to happen? Oh, it's not too big a machine, is it? I think we'll do it down here for now. And then we can move things later if that seems like a smart idea. Okay. So if I have a glassworks which is going to make raw glass, that just requires molten glass. Okay. To make the molten glass, I need quartz ore. That's going to be interesting. So how do I make quartz ore? Okay, so there is a process. It's the product of this process that takes sand, and it happens in an automated screener. Okay, so let's have a look. This is an automated screener, just requires some iron. Okay, so it looks like we have a plan. So I'm going to speed the game up a little. Here we go. We are going to make an automated screener, if we can find it. I didn't even notice which tab it was under. There we are. Okay, so this is going to turn sand into quartz. Then we need nearly 200 iron. And that's going to turn... in fact, let's slow down a bit. I have a stash of fuel up here that we can raid. Here we are. So this is... Yeah, this is the... Oh, no, we do still have resources under here. Goodness me, okay, I didn't think we did. Well, that's easy to get rid of, I guess. Let's mine it again, but we'll mine it in 2 new boxes. There we go. Alright, so that's a bit of fuel. We'll just buffer up things that need fuel with this, just to get everything going. We can't have belts backed up with ore. That's just ridiculous. There we go. And I will dump some extra in down. There we go. That's done the job. That should get everything moving again. I should just run through this design quickly while we wait for us to get enough plates to do anything. So I have a couple of boxes here that pull off any ash. We smelt what we can. And then any iron that makes it past all of the smelters gets dropped back on this belt. So that just keeps everything moving. This isn't running because it doesn't have this, doesn't have this. This isn't getting enough fuel. Yeah, so I should be scaling up mushrooms rather than doing glassworks, but where's the fun in that? Okay, so let's grab these. We're going to make some more landfill. Okay, that was a bit of a misfire. And do we have enough yet? We might have for the second glassworks. Yep, there we are. Okay, so I think we have something like a build now. So this is going to produce quartz ore from sand. And at the moment we will box feed that. Then the Ah, it's got inputs and outputs. Okay. Then that is going to presumably go somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. Let's put it there for now. This is going to make glass plate, and then we're going to put the glass plate into boxes. Yes, I am recovering individual boxes. Okay, so this is going to be the sand in there. This is going to be the glass out. And are we doing a... Yeah, we're not producing enough fuel because basically we don't have enough mushrooms at the moment. So I will be expanding the mushroom farm. I think we're nearly there for crafting. Okay, so this is going to be the glass plate, and this just requires molten glass. And this produces molten glass. Alright, this looks too simple. What have I missed? Okay, this wants a fuel. And this wants a fuel. Alright, let's get everything hooked up and then see if we can work that out. So let's at least bring some power over. Bringing the power over would be an improvement. We'll put the sand in there. Okay. Keep a bit of sand back for me for making landfill. So I'm not really worried about speed at the moment. We just need some glass to make our greenhouse. Okay, so that made some quartz ore. That's put the quartz ore in here. Is that enough? It needs 6 for a craft. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Let's read the instructions. Buildings that produce containers and sheets made of glass works with any fluid with a fuel value. Okay. Coal gas is going to have a fuel value, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look. How much of this do we have? 31k. Yeah, so this is the thing we have the most of. I remembered from earlier that some of the fluids in this mod pack you can burn. Okay, and then this needs an output. So I need to make an arm. And let's watch this run. So it should have made some molten glass. It has. And what's slowing this process down? It's not getting the sand in fast enough. Okay, so I think we can fix that by doubling the number of arms. I swore I wouldn't process optimize this, but to be honest, you know, I just want it going. So it needs a... How much does this need to work? It needs 50, so we're nearly there. 2 more crafts and we're there. Oh, there we are. We have some glass, and it produces 5 sheets. Okay, and what did we need for the forestry? The forestry says it needs... it wasn't the forestry, was it? It was the botanic nursery. So... botanical nursery, yeah. So it needs 10 sheets of grass, it needs 50 units of soil, which we can grab. Let's just work through. So we have the soil, we just need the glass and another 30 odd pieces of iron. And just the glass, I think. So how are we doing here? This is going away. And we are one craft off. That box can go. Okay. So that lets us make a botanical nursery. And let's make some more of these copper hoops, because that seems to be a really fruitful thing to make. And small parts seem useful as well. As do bolts. Good, that should help with the next bit of crafting I do. Grab the stone. Good, that's a nice load of stone that I can make some landfill with if I wish. Do I want to turn... It's going to take forever to craft all this actually, so it's not a problem. Alright, make a bit more landfill. We need to reset up our landfill building setup. Okay, so let's head upwards to here. So this needs a seedling, and we reckon we get a seedling from this nursery we're making. Where do I want to do this? Okay, it requires power. So it's going to make a tree seedling. Okay, and the ingredients are water, which we can do. I'm starting to feel a bit silly using so many offshore pumps. Alright, let's move that back to the edge. We can always... There we go. Alright. Let's turn my bots off so that they don't go doing useful things like placing down arms in stupid places. Alright, so we're going to drop the seedlings directly into the plantation. The seedlings itself requires moss and tree seeds. Alright, so we know how to set up a moss plantation, although we're not going to currently. We are just going to take this whole box. We're not. We're going to leave a little bit of moss behind just in case of emergencies. That's our break glass in case of emergencies box of moss. Okay, let's take this contraption. There. We'll do it with a wooden box. There we go. So this can be the moss. And then these tree seeds. Where did tree seeds come from? I mean, I know where they come from in real life. This is the recipe we have. It happens in a... Okay, it can happen in the character or in an assembler. You take wood and you get tree seeds. Okay, that's not how biology works. I know this because I am in fact a biologist. Like an actual bona fide biologist, but we're going to run with what the mod pack says. Okay, that there. So this is going to make tree seeds. Okay, and it makes tree seeds from wood. No, we are not doing that. There it goes. All right. So then this will make logs as its product. Okay. So then logs come out, go into a box, I presume. then what do we do with logs? We craft them into wood, don't we? And for that, I guess we need another assembler. So where would we... Okay, and then I think we're going to use one of these Happy Dance combinations. There we go. So this is going to be crafting not tree seeds. No. Okay. Let's try that again then. So, wood is the product of 4 logs in, 20 wood out, happens in a character, a mutagenic infusion, or a wood processing unit. Okay, so let's have a look. Mutagenic infusion doesn't exist yet. That's a wooden fence. Wood processing unit. Okay, that looks like we're supposed to use that, doesn't it? I'm going to craft a few more. Since we are now going to be wood rich, we can now start using wooden boxes instead of iron ones. Good. Alright. So then the wood processing unit is quite big. Okay, that's not going to fit in there, is it? So we are going to need to move this. But we do have rather a lot of seaweed now, which is good. Okay, so let's go back to this wood processing unit. What is in the way? Everything. Okay. Right, well, let's get it in, and then we'll fit everything else around it. Okay. That's all working again. Good. Alright, so the wood processing unit, oh, it can make raw fibers or wood. Okay, this one's going to make wood, because I just want a virtuous loop of wood. Ah, is this isn't in the right place. Can I move this up? Yep. Let's move this pump up. Okay. Now this requires a tree to work. So how do we make a tree then? Is this something I handcraft? Okay, so I make the tree in a botanical nursery. So I'm wondering if I want to make a second botanical nursery to make trees. I'm a bit confused here. How do I get this process started? Let's just check that the inserters are all hooked up first, because that would be... Okay, so that feeds into there, that feeds into there, feeds through... Okay. So this is making tree seedlings. This recipe takes tree seedlings and produces logs. And this is the only thing we can do with this. So this is a botanical nursery. Okay, let's grab some more iron. So can I make another botanical nursery? No, because I need some glass, which is fine because we set up glass. And here we are. And it needs a bit of soil, but that's fine because we've got plenty of soil. Okay, and the botanical nursery also needs a planter box, which needs some bricks, which again is fine. We have bricks. Okay, I'm just going to speed up and let this craft. Looks like it's time for me to put some more copper into my pocket. And there we are. All right. So I'm going to hand feed this for now. What does this... Yeah, so this is a tree seedling recipe or a tree recipe. Okay. And for the tree recipe, I need a planter and a seedling. Okay, so we have seedlings. And for each 3 seedlings, I get 1 tree. And I need how many trees here? So I need 20 trees. So I need to put 30 seedlings in. Okay, we'll get there in a minute. And I need... How many plant boxes? 1 plant box. So I need 20 planter boxes. Okay. And this is the planter boxes. It's not being made because this doesn't have the wood. That's fine. And I'm just going to remove that arm. And we'll wait for this to work up to 20. It's going to craft them better than I could because it's doing these processes in parallel. This is all fairly well stocked, isn't it? Let's give it some more iron. In fact, let's give it all the iron. We can start these going. Okay, so I just need 2 more and we're done there. There we are, that should be it. So put that in. We will slightly overcraft trees, which I think is not the end of the world. And good. So I'm just going to do this for a little while off camera. It's just going to be me running around in circles, hand feeding things between some boxes. So, oh, we're out of, yeah, back to the same problem really with the fueling situation. But that will fix itself soon because we'll be adding way more mushrooms. So anyway, I will see you soon once we have scaled up our production. So we are back. We have some trees. We can put them into the forestry. It's not the full 20, but it is trees. So I'm pretty pleased with that. The forestry is running. We are still manufacturing the planters we need to keep this process running. But I think we're good. I think that is the right... Yeah, we've surpassed our limit of 20 on there, so that's good. We can put this arm back and allow that process to continue. I've had to top this up with fuel more than once. But again, that's fine. And I'm going to actually start research going again. Yeah, because I would like to be in a position next time to think about what we're going to research next. Let's move these up. I moved where the forestry was located. That means these things are now no longer where they need to be. But how are we doing here? Not quite gone yet. And this hasn't quite done its thing yet. We are super low on power. Okay, so the next thing is I need to scale our fish power. I'm not sure the best way to do this. It's obviously quite space intensive fish power because because of needing to spread things out. Okay, let's see if we can improve how this is cabled. Yep, there we go. Are we still red? We're yellow, which is red by a different name when it comes to power. So I may be in a situation where I need to purposefully lay out the fish turbines. Okay, and it seems like I'm out of power poles as well, but I think we've done things today. So to recap, we have, let's go into map view, we have set up glass production. So we now are making glass plate in this rather janky process. We've put down more fish power, and we have set up forestry. And we set up moss. We made a moss production. Yeah, we did. We set up moss production. So that's pretty amazing. We can go to our to-do list. We can tick off wood, seaweed. All we have left on our to-do list is to expand the mushrooms. I think that's a pretty productive day. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.